What's good, everybody? I am here bringing you a kind of video that I've not done before. Should you pull? Is this a good idea? Do I use my pulls on this character when it comes to Wuthering Waves? And today we're going to be doing that for Mornye, because she is a character a lot of people are going to be umming and ahhing about, okay? Because Amy, as we know, and Luke are coming in 3.1, and Amy being a Sentinel Resonator, the Exo Strider, big mecha. People are going to be wondering, is Mornye worth it, or do I save my pulls, or is she going to be quite important for upcoming characters? And I kind of want to help impart some advice and some feedback and my own personal thoughts when it comes to Mornye. Now, bear in mind, I'm someone who is considered in this space to be a little bit of a tourist when it comes to meta and combat, but despite that, I actually cleared the end games every time they reset. I enjoy it. I actually quite enjoy playing the combat. It's become something I enjoy almost as much as the story these days. So I've been racking up my XP. Okay, I've been racking up my XP, so I'm someone who's giving the more like casual take when it comes to Mornye, but I still hope it is pretty, giving to you guys too. So when it comes to Mornye, and if you're going to want to pull her or not, you have to kind of bear in mind a couple of things. Number one, are you going to be pulling for her sig? Do you want to? We can talk about if that's going to be any use to you or not. Are you going to be pulling future 3.0 characters? Would you like to make a bet? Are you going to be pulling for 3.0 characters that might interact with the Tomb Break mechanic in the future? Or are you going to like simmer down, maybe wait for a Cyberpunk collab, something else? Are you going to be using Mornye in teams that are pre 3.0 units? Maybe with like maybe with Lupa, maybe with Galbraina, maybe with Peeb, that sort of thing. What is your intent when it comes to Mornye? Because depending on who you want to use her for, kind of depends if she's worthwhile a pull or not. I kind of want to just get some thoughts out the way off rip already. If you're someone that has already pulled for Lene, Mornye is going to be an absolutely great addition to your roster. Having Lene, who is able to interact with the Toon Strain, allows Mornye to unlock all her buffs off rip. So if you use Mornye and Lene, and maybe you want to throw like Lupa in there, you're going to have a team that's actually going to perform pretty well. I managed to clear Tower of Adversity, the floor 4, the final floor with Mornye, Lene, and Lupa. I managed to clear it in a pretty good time. I also managed to do it with Mornye, Lupa, and Peeb, Mornye, Lupa, and Galbraina, Mornye, Lupa, and like this combination is very, very powerful. So if you already have Lene, then an S0 R0 Mornye is actually going to be very, very useful for you and for any upcoming 3.0 characters that also interact with the Toon Strain mechanic, because it can unlock Mornye's full kit. So if you already have Lene, then an S0 R0 Mornye is going to be great for you. And same thing with like other upcoming 3.0 characters that interact with Toon Strain in some particular way. But what if you don't have that? So you might be asking, Cap, why is it that if I have Lene, Mornye is a really good pick? Well, that all comes down to part of Mornye's forte and how she will be able to apply and give buffs to a team. And here it is. When a Resonator in the team deals Toon Break damage to a target inflicted with Observation Marker, Mornye inflicts an interfered marker on the target for 8 seconds. And it says right here, targets affected by Toon Rupture interfered or Toon Strain interfered take increased damage from all nearby Resonators in the team. For every 1% of Mornye's energy regen exceeding 100%, their damage is increased by 0.25% up to 40%. So if you cap out on Mornye's ER, you could have up to a 40% damage increase for everybody on the team. And this will apply for a whole 8 seconds. So this is actually a good chunk of damage. This is a huge damage buff. Even though it's 8 seconds, it's pretty big, which is why you need a character to activate this. And right now, it is only Lene that can fully yield this. So what about if you don't have Lene? How are you going to be able to unlock this buff for Mornye? Well, the answer is you don't. Without a Toon Strain or a Toon Rupture character that can, interact with Toon Break in that sort of way, you are going to be losing out on this massive buff. And at that point, Mornye kind of becomes less effective and is probably worse off than Shorekeeper and Verena in that aspect. But as we all know, this is a gacha game, and what do we know about gachas? Characters have constellations, and this is where Mornye's constellations actually become more important than her sig. Yes, I'm saying like her sig is kind of not really it, and her constellations, her S1 is where the real meat and potatoes are. So if you don't have Lene, this is going to allow you to be able to get those full buffs without having to interact with the toon break mechanic. Let's take a look. Basic attack wide field observation mode becomes immune to interruption. The duration of intervid marker is extended by 150%. So rather than 8 seconds, it's going to be up for 12 seconds. That gives you a way longer damage window. But more importantly, intervid marker now grants damage increase even when the target is not affected by toon rupture interfered or toon strain interfered. When Monier applies observational marker on a target, she also inflicts intervid marker. So you don't need a character to actually interact with the toon break intervid mechanic at all. So you're going to be able to use Mornye as a true support without Lene, without a 3.0 character to interact with it. Then her usefulness increases like tenfold, and I'd say she becomes even more useful than Shorekeeper and Verena in a lot of instances for a lot of characters. For example, Mornye, Lupa, Galbrena is a really strong team when Mornye is at S1. I could say, like, hand on heart though, I really never like recommending pulling for constellations or sequences, because it kind of feels rough, because you might have to pull or go to pity 4 times sometimes to get like an S1 unless you have Coral Suspend for a dupe. Like, I never really like to promote that, but I will say, like, if you don't have like Shorekeeper, then maybe getting an S1 Mornye might be of benefit to you. But if you already have Arena and you have Shorekeeper, then I don't think an S1 Mornye is going to be as useful for you if you're probably going to be using her more as a support for 3.0 characters anyway. So I don't know if the risk of needing to pull almost 4 times to get an S1 is worth the reward just so you can use her in pre 3.0 teams. Like, don't get me wrong, it definitely opens you up to more flexibility. For example, the doubled matrix might come in handy there to use some, like, whip up together some teams and give you more support options rather than having 2 or 3. You now have, like, if you include like Chisa, you now have like 4. Like, we have more options. You have more slices of cake to eat, so to speak. But I honestly don't know if I can recommend this. S1 is really strong for characters pre 3.0, and I don't know if this is like a little bit bait. Like, it really all depends if you are going to be using her in pre 3.0 teams, because if you are not, then I don't think you need to worry about this at all, and you could just pick her up S0, R0, and she's gonna honestly be a good addition to your team. Picking up any pure support character, you can never really go too wrong with when it comes to these kind of games, so honestly, it's kind of a W to me. Mornye's signature weapon isn't as much important. Obviously, it increases her def by 60%, but she kind of scales off. She can do a bit more personal damage. Casting Respiration restores 8 points of concerto energy, which is cool. It helps her out with her rotation. And we have an increased crit damage of all nearby resonators in the team by 20% for 4 seconds. And that's not very long. 4 seconds isn't very long, and it's a 20% crit damage, so it's not actually going to be that effective or be that much of a huge damage boost because of this crit damage. So there is an alternative option that you could use, and it is Discord. Cesaria, when resonance skill is cast, restores 10 concerto energy. This effect can be re-triggered 1 time every 20 seconds. So she has an extremely really good free-to-play option. This concerto energy is really all you care about. So honestly, you can kind of skip her sig entirely. So if you have Mornye and you have, if you have Lene and you want Mornye, you can grab Mornye and you don't even need to worry about, oh my god, I need her sig to unlock her full potential. Not really, because you're getting 90% of the benefit just by using the 4-star option in Discord. Now, let's talk about her gameplay. Listen, I have not even looked at a guide for this character. I read her kit when Kuro released it, like, on their website, and I kind of read through it and I kind of got the gist of it. But I took her in TOA immediately, didn't look at a guide, and she is so intuitive to play. Like, she plays feels almost exactly like Shorekeeper in kind of how she handles and rotations and everything like that. So it felt easy. Like, it felt like, oh, this is how you play the character. Her kit's the size of the fucking Old Testament, okay? Like, it is huge, but she's really, really, really straightforward to play. And honestly, I'm gonna say she's a lot of fun, dude. Like, it feels very satisfying, extremely satisfying to play as Mornye. And I've had like a lot of fun using her with Lene right now. And like I've said, I've used Mornye, Lene, and with Galbrenna, with Lupa, with Peeb. Like, this TOA is really, really made for this Mornye Lene double team, and it's just a very strong group in general, duo in general, even outside of TOA. So I'd honestly keep your eye on this, which is pretty cool. Mornye is really good with Lupa for that fusion goodness and for the buffs, and honestly, it turns Lupa into a main DPS. Okay, here we go.
Hover modules ready. Guidance ready. Leave it to me. Authorizing maximum output. Structural override. Drive stay. Initiate. Check this out. Need a ride for special delivery.
Special delivery.
Shake it up. I'll indulge you. Bow before me.
Also, it gives me an excuse to use Uno more, which I'm a big fan of. Like, I'm a Uno fan. I've been a Uno fan since day one. She's always been great.
Fate in my mark. Causality, over time. On you go. Assuming master control. Void pleasure. Guidance ready. Access confirmed. Locked in.
Oh my god, this is so annoying. Oh my god, really?
Stars, hear my query. Structure drive stay. Override initiative. Next stop, the correct. Now look. Tie a bow and call that my signature.
Not good.
Shake it up. With style and grace. Face me. Answer my call.
Answer my call. Yes, foot lady.
Well, at my string. Is that all?
Oh, that's not good.
On you go. Assuming master
That wasn't good.
Locked in. My turn to watch. All units fire. Initiating criticality protocol.
Criticality protocol.
Structural override. Drive stay. Initiate. Check this out. Zip. Mark.
No, you don't.
Need a ride, sweetheart?
No, you don't.
Blink. You'll miss the
No, you don't. No, you don't.
As I shake it, I'll indulge you. Bow before me.
No, you don't, you big dragon.
Me. Fate in my...
No, you don't.
It's my resolve. Foe, be my prey. Future. Assuming master control. Guidance ready. Processing authorizing maximum output. Drive stay. Go over here. Woo! One more. Hey, we're special delivery.
And, okay, and then we go. We have to play. And I messed up, like, so many times. Listen, that was the sloppy, bro, that was the sloppiest run. That was the slop. That could have been so much quicker. And bearing in mind, I don't have a signature on Yuno either. And she's not even, like, amazingly built. Like, my Yuno's not even, like, amazingly built. And I'm using Shang Liao's weapon on her. Right? Like, she's not, like, insanely cracked, whatever. And that was the sloppiest, like, clear ever. Okay? That was absolutely the sloppiest clear ever.
Got a long...
But it's just fun. It's just fun, and Monier just feels so intuitive to kind of use. Even if you kind of mess up a little bit, you'll probably be fine and you'll probably be okay. So honestly, W character, and I think if you're gonna invest in 3.0 and upcoming characters and you want to gamble on Toon Break, I think she's a worthwhile pull even at S0 R0. I don't stress about this getting S1 or not. Please don't stress about it unless you really just want to use it for older characters. But that's really my opinion and my take of it. I appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.